Now, physical humans, you don't get very excited when a desire is born within you often. Those of you who have come to understand the power of your creative ability, those of you who have come to understand that when you align with your own desire and therefore offer no resistance, those of you who know that are thrilled in the moment of the birthing of the desire. Oh, good, something to want, something to focus upon, something to bring myself into vibrational alignment with. But humans who don't understand focus, who don't understand energy, who don't understand vibration, who don't understand eternity, who don't understand who you were before you came into this body, who don't understand that even while you're in this body, the larger part of you still remains non-physically focused, those humans who don't understand that, who don't remember the big picture, those humans do not take any sort of delight in the launching of a desire until they've figured out how to bring it into manifestation. In other words, until most humans know how it's going to come, when it's going to come, where it's going to come from, who's going to help them. In other words, if you've got someone that you believe can assist you, someone who will back you up financially or support you in some way, most humans are not all that excited about a new unfulfilled desire. And the operative word is unfulfilled. That's the operative word. Unfulfilled. Unfulfilled. Where's it going to come from? Where am I going to get it? Who's going to bring it? How's it going to come? If you don't have answers to those questions, and you almost never have answers to those questions in the beginning of a launch, then your desire doesn't feel good to you. It feels like absence of something wanted. Because when you stand in a manifested reality, and your manifestation does not include the new desire that you just hatched, or the new desire you hatched yesterday, or the new desire you hatched last year or 18 years ago, that new desire that you hatched that you haven't figured out how to fulfill, it's not ringing your bells, usually, because you have forgotten the process. And the most important thing to understand is you are so enamored with your manifested reality that since you look at your reality and you can't see the car you want in your driveway, or the mate you want in your bed, or the money you want in your bank account, you can't see the way to book those tickets for that flight to that place you want to be. If you can't figure out how it's going to come about, then that desire is haunting for many of you, and unpleasant for many of you, and annoying for many of you, and defeating for many of you, the physical yous who are surrounding this planet. So we want to help you to understand that, yes, of course, there is always a gap between the hatching of an idea or the hatching of a desire and its manifestation, but you don't have to wait for the manifestation in order to know the reality of it. Because everything that is ever manifested in your life experience, there has been a vibrational reality that preceded it. And that vibrational reality is where the source within you stands. It's where your inner being is. It's where the larger part of you is. It's where your creation has already come together. It's where all cooperative components have come about. And it's the place that we are calling the vortex of creation. You came forth into this body and you are comparing and sorting and sifting through data. And all day, every day, you are launching preferences vibrationally, just like all creators do. And as you launch those preferences vibrationally, even though you and others in your neighborhood might not be able to see it because it has not manifested in a way that it can be translated through your physical senses, it exists nevertheless. It is a vibrational reality. And we hope today that we are able to bring you to the place where you are able to feel the content of your vibrational reality as vividly as we feel it and see it and know it to be. Because if you can accept the reality, the concrete reality of your vibrational reality, the reality that precedes all manifestations, and if you can begin today to look forward to your vibrational reality, you will today begin to live your life the way you intended to do it. Think about it. As source energy coming forth into a physical body, you actually made the decision to come forth, get ready for the drum roll, into an infant body with no teeth. An infant body, not able to even stand up. An infant body, completely dependent upon someone else for resources. An infant body, not ready to take hold of your life. An infant body, that's the confidence with which you came as consciousness into this time-space reality. Understanding so fully that even in that infant body, you would stand as a consciousness that would emanate preferences, knowing that those preferences would move into this vortex of creation, and that the larger part of you and that which man calls God would tend it and hold it and beam the light so bright and call you toward it. You understood, you had such faith and confidence that well-being was yours. And that is the confidence with which we want to restore you today. We want to bring you back to remembering who you are. We want to awaken within you a memory of this vortex of creation, this vibrational reality. We want to distract you from the reality that you call real life reality. And we want to convince you that the reality, even the reality that you are living right here today, is past tense. It's done. It's old news. And where everything is at, where all of the action of life is, where everything that you are, everything that you have recently become, and everything that you are humanly, physically moving toward is in this vortex of creation. We want to distract you from the reality that you are so enamored with and that holds you back vibrationally from matching up to who you really are. So when life causes you to ask for something that you're not yet living, and you are busy examining what you are living, your attention to what you are living keeps you from being a vibrational match to what you've asked for. The larger part of you is weller than ever before because of the sickness that you might be living right now. You've asked for more vitality and more stamina and more wellness than ever before. And vibrationally speaking, non-physically speaking, in the vibrational reality, in the vortex of creation, you are weller than ever before. But you often have your attention upon the current manifestation where you're not feeling good, or where the x-ray has pointed out something unwanted, or where the blood test is not giving you the results that you want to see. So as you not only face, wallow in. As you wallow in, we love you very much, as you wallow in your current reality, you deprive yourself of the vibrational connection to who you really are, and you hold back. You hold yourself back. You resist your own expansion. You resist your own well-being, and when you do, you feel negative emotion that is your indicator that you're doing just that. Every single time you feel negative emotion, no matter what, whether it's depression, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, whether it's overwhelmment, it does not matter what the negative emotion is, although there are levels of them in terms of intensity. All negative emotion indicates exactly the same thing. It means your life has caused you to expand to a new place, and the larger part of you has taken the expansion and is beaming the signal of it, but what you're thinking about in the moment of your negative emotion doesn't match up. And so you are holding yourself in resistant vibrational accord to who you really are and all that you have become. And until you find a way of letting go of that resistance, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to see the manifestation of what you want because you're on a different frequency than it is. You cannot set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and hear what's being broadcast on 98.7 FM. The frequencies have to match up. And you cannot have your frequency set on I'm sick, or I don't have enough money, or I'm lonely. You cannot have your frequency set there and be a vibrational match to the abundance and well-being and relationship that is not just queued up for you. It is a vibrational reality that you have access to right now if you will just stop doing that thing you do that holds you apart from it. So, what's that thing you do? Well, it's morphed into a lot of variety, but that thing you do is you look at what is instead of what is. Those who are listening on the recording are going to say, what? You look at what is already manifested reality instead of what is vibrational reality. And in doing so, you don't line up with the larger part of you who exists in this larger vibration. You see, we want to find a way of convincing you of who you really are. We want you to remember you didn't just start with that infant body. You are consciousness, eternal consciousness. You've been around a really long time. You didn't just blunder in here unworthy to prove worthiness. You didn't just blunder in here hoping that life would be better. You are a creative genius who said, what could possibly be better than to come as consciousness into a time-space reality that has this much evolution already under its belt? Do you realize the enthusiasm with which you joined this time-space reality? You knew that there was so much variety to choose from, you knew that you could carve out incrementally and with incredible detail a perfect and specific chosen life by you, for you. So, here you are, in your magnificent physical bodies, in your perfect contrasting environment, sifting and sorting and doing just what you said you would do all day long, asking for improvement, asking for improvement, asking for improvement. And here we are, source energy, the inner being that is you, that which man calls God, standing in the vibrational place where all that you have asked for has already materialized vibrationally. You want to nitpick. Materialized vibrationally? Abraham? Really? And we say, oh, you are so good at interpreting vibration. What you see with your eyes is vibrational interpretation. What you hear with your ears is vibrational interpretation. So when we say there is a materialized vortex of creation, we're not stretching it far at all. It's just that you don't see it with your eyes and you don't hear it with your ears. You feel it with your gut. You feel it with your emotions. You feel it. You feel the vibration of it. You know it. Do you know the difference between seeing something and knowing something? Can't you feel knowing in your belly? Do you see love or do you feel love? Don't you know it in your belly? Do you see fear? Is there stuff in the air that you see that you say, oh, there's fear. Oh, fear. I see fear. I see fear. It's an interpretation. And you have the ability to see clearly the vibrational unfolding of that which you are. And when you do, when you have the ability, when you have trained yourself into the vibrational proximity of this vortex of creation, and we'll talk all day here about how to do that. When you deliberately move yourself vibrationally into this vortex, where you are able to feel the conclusion of the things you've been asking for, even though they have not manifested in a way that others can see them. When you know the reality of what you've been asking for, it must manifest. But we're not giving you this information so that you can manifest all of that stuff, while you will, and we want you to. We are giving you this information because you cannot be you unless you know it. You cannot be you unless you are vibrationally up to speed with you. You are not you unless you are in love. You are not you unless you are emanating love. You are not you unless you are appreciating wherever you are looking. You are not you unless you feel frisky and vital and alive and passionate. You are not you. You are a shadow of you. You are a shell of you. You are a fragment of you. You are a disconnected, too strong of word, particle, too small of word, small little part of you. You are not who you are when you feel negative emotion. You have pinched yourself off from the wholeness that is you. So stop it. There is no shortage in the vortex. There is no lack in the vortex. You cannot overspend in the vortex. You cannot get more than your fair share in the vortex. Your vortex will expand proportionally to the desires that you put there, and so will everyone else's, and the entire consciousness of the universe expands because of the combined mass of the vortices that you all are setting forth. In other words, you do not need to ever worry about depriving someone else of something because you have put it into your vortex of creation. They've got their own thing going on, and the only thing that ever causes anyone else to ever deprive themselves of something that they want is that they've put it into their vortex, but they are not going there because they're beating the drum of the current reality that is keeping them vibrationally out of sync with who they have now become. We can all go home because you will never hear it more clearly, and we have never said it better. So there cannot possibly be any questions. Well, there is just that one question. How do I get in the vortex? So let's talk about that. What do you want to talk about? We're eager to talk with you about anything. Nothing off limits. Start right here on the aisle. Yes?